What's going on, everyone? It's Abdallah here, bringing you guys another tips and tricks tutorial video for Yokai Watch 4. Today's video is all about the individual stats of a particular yokai and how to improve them to make them even stronger. So, it's a very new concept that has been implemented in Yokai Watch 4 that hasn't been here in any previous Yokai Watch game. So we're going to explain to you everything you need to know about it on this tutorial video. So if you guys are excited for it, definitely smash that like button, share the video with a friend, and of course, we do have a very awesome giveaway that just flashed on and off over there. We're giving away a Nintendo Switch and a couple copies of the game. Make sure you guys are all subscribed and turn on notifications so that you guys are on top of the latest and greatest Yokai Watch content. Let's go. Alright, so you guys may be wondering, in previous Yokai Watch games, in order to adjust a particular yokai stats, you had to go with an attitude adjustment. And based off their attitude, their stat growths would grow according to every level up under that attitude. This game totally takes that out the window, and now you can customize your yokai's stats. And I'm so excited for this. So, here we go. This option right over here in Konsaru, it may be a little intimidating, but don't you guys worry. I'm here to give you guys the full lowdown of what's happening. So every single yokai has 100 extra stat points that you can kind of move around to your fancy. So this is awesome. This is really cool because, you know, it may or may not take a page from another monster battle and collecting game, but this one's even easier to do so. So out of 100 points, you can allocate them anywhere you want to. Anywhere from HP, Y points, attack, magic attack, defense, and then magic defense. Now, this is the cool part because you can customize a yokai how you want to. I'm so excited for this. So what I did with my Shogunyan is, I'm thinking, alright, so Shogunyan is offensive DPS melee attacker, right? He's going to be slicing and dicing really up front and relying on dodging out of the way when need to, and relying on the Watchers to replenish his YP so that he can keep on dealing out that damage. So my main movesets for him is going to be maxing out his attack and maxing out his YP. Simply because I want to be able to do that. Now, arguably, the other maxing stat that you can do is HP, because HP is going to be divided up into magic defense and magic attack. So you might as well do either or. But for the sake of non-online play, I'm going to be going out with a YP so that I can continuously dish out all these attacks. And since I more recently got the Soranaki weapon drop, that's going to be helping me save a little bit of YP too, so I can maximize the damage output. Alright, so I'm getting way ahead of myself and talking about potential sets. Let's talk about how you do this stuff. So we're over here in this option in Konsaru. You can go over here, you can click on any of your yokai. For example, over here, this Golden Yan, I have not invested anything. He's just from scratch. Now, if I were to invest in him, it would be 1 point at a time. Take a look at the bottom of the area there. There's a Beast Orb, which is a tribal orb, and there's a Choco Bar. Golden Yan's favorite food is Choco Bar. So in order for you to boost 1 point of HP, or in this case, HP is boosted up by 2 every time you do it, to boost up one, like, IV point or EV point, whatever you want to call them in this game, in order to boost up 1, you're going to need 18 of the Beast Tribal Cone, and you're going to need 1 Choco Bar. So, I'm not really sure where you can buy a Choco Bar, if it's just a random drop, or you can stock up on them, but keep that in mind, you're going to have to search for those. So you guys can see over here that I got 405 of these Beast Cone, and if I want to spend, let's say, 22 points towards HP, it'll cost me 396 Beast Cone and 22 Choco Bar. And his HP will go from 704 to 748, thus making him an even better tank than he is. So when it comes to Golden Yan, I would say I'm going to boost his defensive stat all the way up, and then his HP stat up all the way. But here's the thing, in every single one of these stats, you can only boost it to a maximum of 50. So that means that you have 100 total points, you can completely max out 2 stats at 50, or you can kind of mix and match. So, for example, you can go 25 if you really wanted to. You can go over here to defense, and you can make his defense up to about 25, and then you can go split defenses with magic defense to give an even better boost of 25 to that. So it's fully customizable. You have 100 points, and the max that you can do per stat is 50. So again, 50-50 or a mixture of both, however you want to. Now, as you guys can see, Gizmo, or Shogunyan, in order to boost his stats even further, you're going to need this fillet of fish, or salmon, steelhead, whatever you want to call it, and that's about $2,000 a pop. So you're going to need a lot of money. Hopefully, if you guys are in endgame, you have millions upon millions of yen, so this isn't going to be an issue for you. The stronger the yokai, the more expensive their food item is. Take Gargros, for example. He doesn't necessarily need marbled beef, but he'll take the one that's directly underneath it. Let's see, Blizzaria, for example, over here, she's going to need whatever the heck this little thing on a leaf is. I only have 15 of them just from picking them up off the ground. But you're going to have to take a look at your favorite yokai and see what exactly kind of foods that they want. Shadowside, Lightside, QB want some tempura. Okay, that's probably a really expensive tempura. Taking a look at just the rankings of all these different yokai, and you can see Wobblewalk, for example. He's going to want this noodle dish that I only have a couple of them. Deadcool, believe it or not, wants the super expensive sukiyaki, and that's crazy. So that's a lot of money if you want Deadcool's like endgame stats to be there. Because remember, it's one food item and like a handful of beast tribe, or for this example, it's whatever the whale tribe is, the strong tribe, the in spirit tribe, the inanimate object tribe, and then the protector tribe. So there's a handful of all these per each of those. Now, likewise, on the other side of the spectrum is if you want to invest into, like, let's say, a low-rank yokai, it's going to be relatively easy because their foods are going to be... Oh, well, Junior's an exception on that one. Their foods are going to be pretty easy to find. Like this guy over here, he's going to find these little sushi rolls, which cost next to nothing in order to do so. So, the higher the rank yokai they are, of course, a bag of chips for this guy. Okay, I'm surprised he doesn't want ramen or anything like that. Anyway... the higher the rank yokai, the more expensive the food. The lower the rank yokai, the less expensive the food. Alright, so now, you guys may be wondering, alright, so what happens if I want to change up my EVs? Let's just call them an EVs, an effort value, right? What happens if I want to change up an EV for my yokai? Can I do that? Oh, you absolutely can. You're not going to get a refund off your stuff, but you can adjust them accordingly. So right over here, like let's say for example, I want to go into online battling mode where I'm going to take my Shogunyan that I'm putting like all my efforts into because I'm going to be using him in online play. And let's say for example, I want to be a little bit more bulky. If I had the investment points into HP, I would be able to do so simply by going into the second menu. So click on your yokai. Instead of investing with the top option, you go over to the second option here. And then in here, you can change it up. So you can go, all right, well, my Shogunyan's already pretty buffed up. He needs to start taking a little bit more hits. You can take away some of his EVs in attack, and you can spread them wherever you want, provided you paid for them originally. So a fully maxed out Shogunyan would have the potential to have 50 in every single one of these stats, but you can only put on about 100 of them, if that makes sense to you guys. So, like for example here, like if I really wanted to, you know, and then here, watch, this is what you should be doing. You should save your game beforehand while you're messing around with all these things, just to see what their stats are. Save your game just in case. So what we're going to do is go over to Konsaru, and I'll show you guys exactly what that's all about. So here we go. So Gizmo, let's say for example, I'm going to use these beast orbs, and I've got 13 of his fillets. I'm going to go up about 13 right over here. We're going to pay for it. Okay, so now it's saying that now that I have 13 of them, I'm over the 100 limit. So even though I was able to purchase 13 of these guys, I can't wear them all. But if I really wanted to be a little bit more bulky in HP, I can fully customize like how far I want to go with these stats and allocate these stats accordingly. This is really cool, man. Other games need to take note of this. Like, it's not, oh, I have to beat up a certain amount of, like, Kappa or a certain amount of Nupe Fuofu in order to get certain effort value points. No. It's, you just spend the in-game currency and you go shopping. And then, it's just a grind. That's really all that it is. So, anyway, that's pretty interesting there. What I want to do is I want to get my Shogunyan back to where he was, which is exactly this. So... Alright, so now you guys may be wondering, hey Abdallah, how do you get those tribal cone, right? What's the deal with that? Alright, so go over here to Dimmies. And I would say press Y twice. If you press Y twice, you're going to sort by tribe. And then you can see exactly which yokai you can sacrifice in order to get some of those tribal cone. Now, you have to ask yourself, alright, am I going to need this yokai ever? Probably not. Pakun, for example, I don't really care about him. You get him auto-befriend in the story or something like that. And I'm not about to come over here trying to get his endgame materials because I'm not going to farm for him. So what I want to do is I'm going to take his, I'm going to go to the second option over here. The first option is doing a 3-for-1 trade to enhance the soul. The second option here is a trade for the soul for his generic breakdown of the tribal souls. Now, you'll also notice here that it is a 1-for-1 ratio, and it's always going to be a 1-for-1 ratio depending on the rank and the quality of the cone. So this is 1-for-1 E rank over here, which is not really that great. I'm going to be spending way more money in order to make those cone happen. Whereas right over here, if I go to a red cone, for example, this is going to be a 1-for-3 ratio. So it's pretty decent. I only have 3 of these and I'll get 9 tribal cone by the end of it. So take a look at Hungramps over here. It is going to be a 1-for-1 for his regular. The red one is going to be a 1-for-3. And then the gold one, since it's a low rank yokai, it's going to be a 1-for-15. Which is still better, but at the same time, there's a lot better things that you can do over here based on the ranking of said yokai. So for example, you have Frostina here, which is a relatively high rank yokai. This is going to be a 1-for-4 on her regular one. And then in case you guys are wondering like, oh, what kind of tribal you're going to get, just jump into this option. You don't have to commit to it. You can kind of see. And then same things, likewise over here, you're going to get a 1-for-12 ratio. So you're going to get a lot more. And then if you get any gold ones, it's going to be 1-for-60 ratio. And 60 is great because it's going to cost you around like 18 per stat increase. So keep that in mind. I would say take a look at all your different yokai and see exactly what you want to get rid of. There are some recommendations for attack that I would recommend for you guys. Blazion is a very, very good one because in order for you guys to get the attack stat boosted on your yokai, you're going to need this strong tribe cone. And for his red, he drops 12 per red one, which is relatively good, and he's easy to find. You can do the exact same thing with Ruffraff, but again, he's a lower rank yokai, so his outcome is going to be different. If you really want to work on Burly, you can do the exact same thing. Burly gives strong cone, and of course, if you get gold ones, you get 1-for-75. So anyway, take a look at all your yokai. There's a lot of yokai that you're definitely not going to be using, but of course, there's yokai cone that you will be using, or at least saving for a rainy day, like a Noko cone. Like, you're not going to just give this up willy-nilly. That's super rare. So take a look at the farmable cone that you have, and work on those and trade them into tribal cones so that you can boost up the stats for all of your yokai. Again, saving the ones that are relatively rare for the ones that you can't farm. You don't necessarily want to give those up. Or the yokai that you definitely want to keep, such as my Golden Yon cone here. Like, although I can farm them, I'm saving these 3 Golden Yon cone for his endgame weapon. So you got to keep that in mind on what you want to do. But guys, that's really it. So take a look at what yokai you want to bring to end game, like fully maxed out level 99. See what you can do about that. And for example, over here, I'm going to polish off Shogunyan. So what I've been doing is I've been grinding in Shin's world for Kappa. And Kappa is the best, I would say the best variant. He should be somewhere over here. He's the best variant to get the specific like whale tribe looking thing. So I got a gold cone drop off of him, which is great. I'm never going to use his like endgame material. So I'm going to do a full-on 45-for-1 trade, which is great. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to spend 300 bucks in order to do so, which is nothing. And I have these 5, which are okay. It's like a 1-for-3 trade. So I'm going to get rid of these 5, and I'm going to get 15 just for that. So now that Kappa is done, I can head over here with Shogunyan in this one little area here, and we are all set. So Gizmo's going to grab that. I'm going to go first option. We're going to go to YP. And I'm going to spend the 3 over here, and we're going to finish off Shogunyan, which is great. So I'm so happy for it. So I'm going to pay for it. It only costs 1,200, but it will absolutely cost 4 of the fillets and of course 72 of those fish tribe orbs. So there we go, ladies and gents, we have maxed out our Shogunyan. He's like fully hyper offensive right now with YP boost so that he can continuously doing the damage attacks, and I maxed out his attack stat. So he's going to be looking really good. The next thing that I want to do for Shogunyan is start giving him a lot more YP. So that being said, you got to take your favorite yokai, you got to find out where you can get all of their different food from. I mean, I'm not going to make a tutorial showing you guys where exactly to get all the food, but case in point, I'm going to go like over here and I'll show you guys that Shogunyan, you can get that fish from the fish market over here. So just take a hard look at all the different shops that are in the overworld and take a look at what they sell so that you guys can purchase those accordingly and then boost up your favorite yokai with whatever they have. So if you guys want to go in the comments talking about your favorite yokai and where to get their favorite food from, by all means, that would be a really cool way of making this video even better. So yeah, let's do that. Let's call it. If you found a spot to buy infinite Choco Bar, let me know. Or found a spot to buy whatever sushi for whatever yokai you want, go for it, dude. That's gonna be really fun. But anyway, I'm gonna show you guys just one example of where exactly to get this, in case you want to jump on board with Shogunyan along with me. He's definitely my favorite yokai throughout all the series. So here's the fish man. He kind of looks like a fish. He's been the same NPC since like 2013. So anyway, it's not the choice salmon, so that's good. You don't have to buy that one, but you're gonna have to buy these fillets in order to do so. And if you guys really want, you might as well just, if you're gonna max out Shogunyan like completely, you can buy 90 of them for 180,000 yen, but I'm sitting here at 1.6 million. Like, you get so much money at endgame if you're grinding along with. I'll just buy 10 of them, just for the sake of it. And then now I can have a lot more for Shogunyan whenever he's ready to get those Beast Con. So it's more along the lines of finding out where to grind those Con, using said yokai to drop con easier, like Crystal Fox and those skill ranks, and just going from there. It's cool, man. I love this. I love the ability to change up your yokai stats as cool as you want to. I think that's the coolest thing ever. You're not ever locked with finding out that rare level 1 Shogunyan untouched, giving him an attitude book, leveling him up, power leveling him with X-Orbs to 99 for his min-max stats. You don't have to worry about that in this game. You can customize his finer 100 stat points however you want to. And I think that's a really cool way of adjusting. So anyway, I can't wait to battle with you guys online when it comes out. I'm going to be bringing my Shogunyan, so someone heal me while I do this maximum damage. It's going to be so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed making it because this is more information that I want to get out to you guys. There's a lot happening. There's little intricacies about the game that you guys should definitely look into, especially if you want to min-max your yokai so they can be the strongest that they can possibly be. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys enter our giveaway that we're doing over here. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and of course, leave a comment on the video. More information on my Twitter, so check that out. And I'm glad that you guys are a part of the channel that gives the best Yokai Watch content on YouTube to date. You guys are amazing. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Take care.